This is the Guipure Lace jacket class. Here is our example of the Guipure Lace jacket. So now let's take a close look at it here. First off, we're making applique seams. So even though this jacket has princess seams, they don't show up at all. Also, as you can see here, the bias binding is what's called a French binding, and I find that working with Guipure, where you don't have a defined selvage, this is quite an attractive finish. And it's not as difficult as it looks. So, this is the front of the jacket. Now, let me turn this girl around, and I'll show you the reverse. So here is the reverse of this jacket, and again, you can see there are really no visible seams. It's all sewn with the applique seam. And one of the beauties of this particular Guipure lace is that it's quite busy, so the repeat isn't quite so obvious, and it creates a really quite lovely effect. So now let's look at this on the table, laid out flat. As you can see, what we're going to learn here is applique seams. You notice you don't see any join between the bodice and the sleeve, nor do you see any evidence of seams on the princess line except for the shaping. We're also going to learn French bias binding for the edges and the cuffs. And let's look on the inside here. So this is what the inside looks like. And you can see the seams, there's a little bit of a shadow of the seams here and there, but they're not readily apparent. And the only seam you really see is the underarm, which you really can't get away from. But that's another French bias binding. So this is what it looks like from the front. So now let me turn this over so I can show you what she looks like from the back. And this is what she looks like from the back. Notice you don't see any seams. That is the object here. When you're sewing really any kind of lace, the object is that you want it to look like the lace is woven to shape, as opposed to having any kind of seams. Now you will see a little seam at the underarm. I'm going to show you what it looks like from this side. We got to see it. So there. That's really the only place you're going to see a seam, but since your arm lowers to cover it, it will just disappear. So yeah, here we are. This is our jacket that we're going to be making in this class. So as you have guessed, we have quite a lot of work to do, so let's get busy.